Hey, welcome back to Pagitt Radio, broadcasting live out of the Twin Cities. April 25th, 2013 it is already. We're going to give a call to our new friend, Ogun Holder. Ogun is an author of the book called Rants to Revelations. We're going to give him a jingle and have him tell us a little bit about this big project that he's up to. The subtitle to his book. Hey, Ogun, are you there? Ogun?
I'm here. How you doing?
Hey, I'm sorry. I think I said Ogun again, and I think it's Ogun, isn't it?
That's all right. I know you mean me.
I do mean you. I do
You know
mean
what?
you.
People have been botching my name since as long as I can remember, since my childhood days. So I've
Okay,
I've
so we
learned not
need to
take
do
it
a
personally.
long Norwegian O on there.
Oh,
Ogun. There we
Rhymes
go.
with Shogun.
Yeah.
well, Ogun, this is Doug, and that's Victoria that you're hearing there. We appreciate your willingness to be on the show today.
You are most welcome. My pleasure. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm a fan of your show, incidentally.
Oh, is that right?
You are. We didn't know that.
Yes. I'll be honest with you, though. I never heard about your show until I was asked to be on it, but I listened since then.
Oh, you have?
Aw,
I
thanks.
have. I love the energy you're bringing to this. I love your humor most of the time. And
So do we, only most of the time.
Most of the time.
I got to be honest.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. Like the book says, honest reflections. I'm being honest most of the time.
Well, now you have to tell us which kind of humor don't you appreciate so much? The snarky, satirical kind, or the overly sophisticated kind?
But you know,
No,
I
we
can't-
don't have the
it-
sophisticated kind.
It goes. It varies.
It
you know,
comes and
because
goes.
I too am a bit snarky. So there are times when I really relate to the snarkiness. In fact, I relate to that a lot.
Yeah.
That's when I'm in my ranting mode. When I'm more in a peaceful Zen kind of place. You know, I gravitate to the other kind.
Well, again, I appreciate that you saying that. I have scouted you out a bit too, and one of the things you do, in addition to being a musician and a poet and an author, you have a series of YouTube meditation times where you lead meditation for people at like 30 minutes at a time.
Yes, it's well, I have an online ministry, for lack of a better term. It's called Unity for All. You can find it at unityforall.org. And one of the things that I do most mornings of the week is lead a live meditation. I stream it on YouTube,
Yeah.
and it records the videos, so you can go and check out the videos there. I'm very very passionate about meditation and what it does for us, not only just as a spiritual practice, but as a simple mindfulness, physiological practice as well. So I've been loving doing that, and people have been responding well to it.
What drew you to start that? What was it that brought that about for you?
Well, the denomination I belong to, let's call it denomination, is Unity, and Unity is kind of like East meets West offshoot of Christianity. I sometimes snarkily refer to it as Christians who want to be Buddhist, but they're not quite ready to give up Jesus yet.
Nice.
So part of what Unity does is incorporates that idea of meditation, of contemplative prayer, of sitting in the silence. And if you go to any Unity church or spiritual community on any given Sunday morning, a chunk of the service is just that, sitting in silent meditation for anywhere from 2 to 12 minutes. So it's a practice within Unity, and as I've gotten more involved in Unity and gotten more involved in meditation, and I've done some training with like Zen Buddhists to really get an authentic experience of it. So that's why I landed in the meditation.
Yeah, and was it a big jump for you to think about doing that and providing that through a recorded YouTube interface? Because it seems, I think to a lot of people, they're like, wow, the different, like, I go to meditation because I don't want to be around my computer and I don't want to be in that sort of tech world, and it's a little curious when you're watching a YouTube video of somebody else meditating, right? Like there's kind of an I thou thing going on there, and it's peculiar.
There is, and one of the funny things that people say is like, is the stream still on? He's not moving.
Oh yeah.
So, we have those issues as well. For many folks, one of the things that that they struggle with meditation is A, doing it consistently,
Mm-hmm.
and B, there's always that concern of, am I doing it right? And this is mostly for people who are beginning to what I would call medium level meditators. The advanced people don't worry about this kind of stuff. So folks who are beginning meditation, they like to be in a structured environment. They like to have someone facilitate it for them. So they know it's okay that they're sitting in the silence, but yet they're still running through the grocery list they got to get that day, and they're not beating up on themselves saying, I'm doing it wrong.
Ogun, have you been spying on me while I meditate?
Shh. That's just between me and you. That's
right.
That's not public knowledge.
You're reading my mind? Jeez. Get out of there.
But the trick is how do we develop the tools that allow us to first accept that this is okay, that the time has not been wasted. If I sit in meditation for 20 minutes and my mind is racing for 18 of those minutes, I'm tempted to say that was a failure. But the truth is, you just had 2 minutes of meditation. You just had 2 good minutes.
Yeah.
And the other thing I like to say is that, there's no time in God. So if I get 2 good minutes of sitting in pure silence, then that's an eternity.
It's going to be my lovemaking motto, too, from now on. 2 minutes is better than 1 minute.
Good luck with that, Doug. Give us a report back next week. Tell us how it goes.
Yeah.
And and it may work for you that way. I don't know the other person
That's
involved.
right. That's right. They can do 20 minutes. You can do 20 minutes of meditating. All right. Hey, how did I wasn't able to put together your whole background though. How did you get into this? I know you're from Barbados.
Yes.
And you came as a college student to the United States. Do I have that part right?
Yes, that is correct.
Now, who leaves Barbados and comes to the United States though? I mean, I thought it worked the other way, where people like try to go to Barbados for a week.
People who don't know any better.
Is that right?
That's painfully obvious. No, Barbados is a very small country. We're talking 66 square miles.
Yeah.
You've heard 6 degrees of separation. In Barbados, it's like 2 degrees of separation. Everybody knows somebody who knows somebody, literally. So you're a teenager. It's already small enough in your house with your parents.
Yeah.
So I sought the opportunity when it was provided for me to get out of there. There's no leaving home in Barbados and going somewhere else on the island.
You can't flee.
You can't flee.
Were you into meditation then? Was that a part of your?
No, back then I was into a very traditional evangelical form of Christianity, if you will. So when I came to, but I was beginning to get a little disillusioned with it, but I was still involved in it. When I came to study in college, my undergrad was music therapy, and there's nothing like travel and education to broaden your minds. So I'm exposed to all kinds of different things, all sorts of different people. As I write in the book, I was in an elective class called The Life of Jesus. It was the first time I learned about the history of the Bible, the history of the authorship of the Bible. I felt like I had been lied to for years. I just had this whole crisis of faith, if you will. And shortly afterwards, I started dating this wonderful girl who would eventually become my wife, and she was the one who got me involved in Unity. So another thing I like to say, most people who come to Unity come to it because they've had some kind of trauma in their lives that really calls them to question their faith, or take a deeper look at what they've believed all along. And for many people, sometimes that pulls them out of traditional evangelical Christianity, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's what makes you feel like you are connecting with the God of your understanding. So for a lot of people, they lose their faith, but they don't lose it entirely. For them, God is still a presence in their lives, and an important presence. So now they have to find something that aligns themselves with having God in their lives, but still allows them to feel like theologically it's what they can agree with. So a lot of people find themselves in Unity that way, like midlife crisis, sudden death, or something's happened in their family, and but I got into it because I was trying to date somebody.
That's the real reason why a lot of us pursue things, isn't it?
It's okay. It can lead to all kinds of goodness. We were just talking to the author of Faith Beyond Belief about this about a month ago or so. Margaret Placenta Johnson. So I might have just slaughtered her name.
I don't
Anyway,
think
this
I don't think it's placenta. But anyway, it's something
with
like
a
that.
P
It is something
and
like
L,
that.
and there's a
Margaret
couple-
something Johnson.
Yeah, and she was talking about this pattern that
Mhm.
you're discussing in your community, Ogun. That happens with a lot of people, and they have to find their way into new kinds of communities where they can experience a more holistic kind of faith, and it's a developmental process for many people.
It is, and it's scary. It is very, very scary because sometimes you find that new place, like it may be Unity or religious science. They call themselves Centers for Spiritual Living. Um, these new thought Christian communities,
Mhm.
and sometimes when folks first get into them, there's still that nagging, is this okay?
Yeah.
Am I is this right? Am I still gonna, burn in hell later? What's going on here? And that was kind of the gist of the book, really, to kind of describe my journey and outline my journey, um, spiritually and personally, to show that it's okay to change. When we think about it, or at least the way I think about it, God doesn't really care.
Yeah.
The
Right.
idea is, can you find a place where you feel safe, where you feel loved, where it's okay to explore your spiritual self, and for me at least, more importantly, a place that accepts everyone as they are, and doesn't try to change them or tell them you are wrong for being who you are.